Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
So welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, a Black men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got James.
What's good with it?
We got B, who will probably be back on in a sec. And then we also got a new person here. Actually, not too new, but he doesn't come on here often, man. You want to introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? I don't know if y'all remember me. My name is Jay. Came on here to help y'all talk about whatever we got to talk about.
Mm-hmm. And just so you know, we're on various different podcast platforms: Spotify, Amazon, iTunes. So make sure to check us out there. We also have a clips channel. Make sure to check out our clips channel. And also, on your way in, make sure to like and subscribe. And other than that, we'll get started onto the podcast.
All right. What else is out there?
Not too much. I mean, we do got podcasts next week. So we don't want to go too far into it.
Well, we're already an hour and 31 minutes in, so we're pretty much almost a full podcast done.
That's what I said. Yeah, nothing. Like, we really want to keep this going. Like, we would literally start another podcast. I'm just like, Lost Tapes would be dope. We can have some filler. This wasn't nothing like current events, so you could throw this in anywhere.
Exactly, and that's why I like this one.
Plus, you got the little dude's perspective.
Like he brought that that he showed you that video earlier. What was that about?
He showed me a video earlier.
Yeah, he showed you a video earlier.
Oh no, the little TikTok with the dude talking about, chicks, blah, 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 dude, you gotta be XYZ. And I don't know what the hell dude was talking. Remember you showed me like this is somebody that they show topics off.
Oh, the Andrew Tate dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, whatever. He was there gonna ask you, what did you think about that? What did you think about that? Crazy because it seems like most of these dudes are just gonna ask you about girls and Instagram. They don't want to ask you about business. What do you know about business, bro?
Dude, at the same time, man, they're young. Man. I don't expect a young guy to be. I mean, even though they should, I don't expect them to be trying to ask about that.
Why not?
Dude,
that's the damn problem.
Go back to when you were 16. Did you really think about that? Or were you just trying to?
I majored in business already.
Not from what you told me, you had a wild youth. So
yeah, yep. But 16, 17, that was it already. I figured it out. It was either that or, think about it. Yeah. Not like I was really going to do something spectacular with it, but if I have a homie that has our video yearbook, you'll see it. They interviewed me. I said, heck yeah, when I'm 30, I want to be on my business or managing somebody's business. But it's going to be something in business.
I didn't really say that same thing, but close to it. Like I said, yeah, I want to be freaking successful. Like I've been like that as a kid. I wanted to be ultimate provider.
I never said successful though. I never said successful. I said I want to be in business.
Yeah, but you see, like with me though, like I said, when I was a kid, man, the only thing I was trying to figure out, like my whole entire goal, even though I didn't make it, my whole entire goal of going to a 4-year university was to have the life was to have the lifestyle of like a Blue Mountain State or an American Pie. I didn't care about the education. I didn't care about the work. I didn't care about none of that. All I wanted to do was go to college and women all day. That was my only goal. That's my whole entire reason me wanted to go at that age was going to a 4-year college. I'm like, that is a at that age, I'm like, that is a bad life to live. Just to go out, the most beautiful women at that. Well, what I thought at the time, pretty beautiful women have different flavors, have different like try different things, just have a good time. That's my entire goal of going to a 4 year college. Now I never reached that goal, but
Okay.
that's what it was when I was a kid. I was
Yeah,
a
but see, that's the sad part. I reached that goal and didn't go to no 4 year college. I kicked it at all the 4 year colleges. I knew all the frat guys at those colleges,
yeah.
but I didn't attend. You don't have to attend to a party like that.
That is true if you know that. I didn't know that at the time.
That's your bad then, sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that, but I've told you this before. You can't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
You know, like you gotta say, I never had a conversation of college or going through a 4 year. Like I never had a conversation, so I never really looked at it like that. I just looked at it.
Okay, but nobody told me, look, you got to go to a 4 year to bang whores. No one said that.
Oh no. Like I said, nobody told me that either. I just freaking watched. Like I said, I learned that from like I said, watching TV. Like I said, American Pie and
Nobody also told me you can actually not have to go to the 4 year, but if you go on the campus and figure out where Greek Row is, you know what I'm saying, and make homies over there, you can work it out.
yeah,
No
exactly.
one told me that. I was like, yo, I want to party. And the homies is like, oh, yeah, you can go over to UCR's campus to the barn and this and that. And then, oh, yeah, you cool, dude. Like, yeah, come hang out with us over here. All right, bet.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not saying not to do that. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying like, I mean, again, you know what you know. You know what you know. It is what it is. You know.
I wanted those experiences, so I went out and got those experiences. Pretty much how it went.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, yeah.
I mean, they over here, I mean, this dude knows how to navigate around those parties, right?
You talking about college parties?
Mm-hmm. It's simple. I mean, I get it. If you don't know, you don't know. But I mean, at the same time, like you wanted those experiences, but it's the same thing I say about all this other stuff. Like you wanted those experiences, but you never went out and figured out how to get them.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
I went out and figured out how to get them. And you're like, oh, he doesn't know. He's young. Bullshit. And you said 16. This dude is a grown man. All right, this dude is not no damn 16-year-old kid.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
He should know, and again, if you don't, then that's the problem because everybody keeps sitting there talking about parties and this and that, but they don't want to teach them like, okay, you got to really put your foot forward and you really got to do something because if not, the statistics show that the statistics show that a dude who doesn't get that kind of a talk, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah.
You can look it up right now. The averages of those dudes don't go well. And the worst part is, if you look at the averages of those guys, 90% of them blame it on somebody else. I was never taught that. I was never trained that. I was never. Do it yourself, bro. Yeah, you guys at your fingertips now. These kids from the birth now, they have the ability to go online and look up anything they want without any restrictions.
I agree. I
But the only thing they want to look up on is what the hell's trending on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, and also you also got to understand like their attention span is way shorter than what there's ever been.
Don't give a shit. I know kids, little kids right now who are like, I read books every day. And then you find out they're reading books on tape. So, I mean, even though they're reading a book, it's on tape. So you mean to tell me you can't just do the speaking text on your phone and have them read whatever you're trying to do while you're doing something else?
Again, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying it's like not everybody's like that. I'm not saying you're not real wrong. This is not an argument. I'm just saying not everybody is like that.
Mm-hmm. But that's the excuse. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody's good in school. Not everybody's this and that. Okay, but the averages show that we're letting slide too much.
Well, yeah, and I will admit that that's a problem. I think we do let too much slide. I think we need to. That's why I said I think we need to start getting involved with what goes on in our communities and in these households.
I mean, Jay is up here, on the podcast and all that, but I mean, if I wouldn't have hit him up and been like, "Hey, roll through what you came through,"
Yeah.
you would have
Mm,
today.
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. When's the last time you were over here? A week ago.
Last week.
Okay. So once in a week you pop in over here. But if you ever wanted to be strong in business and not have to pay anybody, where would be the best place for you to be?
Right here.
Right here.
Huh.
But once a week you'll pop in to, check in and make sure, see what's all going down, what's coke study.
But that's why, like I said, I definitely commend you because I feel like you have a really strong family structure, and that I can respect.
I mean, again, like you said, oh, I was wilding out. Yes, I was. I did some things that nobody should really be doing. And, it could have been very dire. But at the end of the day, I made it out and made something of myself. So do I want these dudes to really go that route? No, I don't. So helping them navigate a little bit, at the end of the day, I tell this dude all the time, hey man, it's still your choice. you the master of your own destiny. So
But
at the end of the day, you feel really bad. But what?
I'll give you credit that you don't sugarcoat. You just say this is what it is. Figure it out.
Of course, because why would I sugarcoat it with this dude? I mean, females are different. With a dude, ain't no way in sugarcoating it. Because at the end of the day, a male in this society, especially now, they ain't sugarcoating. They're gonna treat you like, if they don't want to treat you like, they're gonna treat you. They're gonna make sure you understand that it's a crime to be a dude, and unless you're not straight, and that's gonna be it. Like you said earlier, dudes painting their fingernails, wearing tight pants, showing their drawers, all kind of stuff that you used to see from video vixens back in the day. You know that, right, Jay? You would see a video and some painted up nails, some tight pants on, showing their panties, and everybody like, yeah, that's the jump off right there. Now dudes are doing it.
That's true.
All dudes do is bring up like, oh, painted nails doesn't describe my masculinity.
It doesn't. It really doesn't, because you don't have any. You wearing painted nails.
Like, oh, who are they say? Oh, who are you to tell me like?
I'm a straight man. What I am. You can do whatever you want. I mean, I'm not gonna judge, but you know what? If you see a duck and it's walking across the street and it's quacking like a duck, you're not gonna say, "Hey man, look at that dog." That's a duck, bro. It's a duck. It's a straight duck right there. So I mean, you can sit there and try to sugarcoat it and change it and try to hide behind the societal formalities right now, but at the end of the day, bro, throughout history, there's been a certain line that you're not supposed to cross. Now these dudes are not only crossing it, but they're skipping across it. And they're making sure it's okay.
Yeah. So I believe I know.
I mean, the funniest thing, bro, off topic, real quick, edit this if you want. Jay here came up to me, a couple weeks ago and asked me, hey, the Roe v. Wade thing, like what's your take on it? The thing they just
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He forgot already.
Abortion.
Yeah, that's stuff. And I told him like, hey, I don't really care. But I mean, over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of people that hit me up and all of them wanted my opinion on it. I'm like, I don't really have an opinion on it. But I mean, I still don't really have an opinion on it, but I have an interesting thought about it. All of this like that's happening to women right now, isn't it crazy as hell that the first female vice president is in office when all of this dumb is happening?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Does nobody else think of that? The first female to hold that high of power, that's the one step down from the president. You the right-hand man to the president, anything happens to that, and they're abolishing abortion. Not only that, but that's a Democrat. That's supposed to be a liberal. and they're doing stuff like that. They're restricting. All this crazy crap is happening to women. How is that possible?
I get a chance to read an article. I just saw the title. I gotta find it and post in the group chat. But the Republicans, the title said now mothers now you have to pass a law for the fathers to pay child support while the baby's in the womb.
Talking about, wasn't that a chick just what did G post, the chick that got a ticket for being in the carpool lane while pregnant?
Yeah.
Like these chicks is really trying it, dog.
I'll admit it. I'll admit it. That girl, she has a legitimate argument.
You think so?
I mean, it depends on how you see it.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how you see it. It really does depend on how you see it.
How do you see it? How do you see it, Jay? A chick got a ticket for being in the carpool lane while she was pregnant.
No. That doesn't count. Remember, these females are saying there's no light. Why the baby's a fetus? That doesn't consider to be a human being. It's not a living creature.
What is your thoughts on it, Jay? What is your thoughts on it? Should a chick get a ticket if she's in the carpool lane and she's pregnant?
I ain't gonna lie. I think no.
There we have it. See, he thinks no. Do you have anything to stand up to that statement, or are you just gonna say no? Let's call it a day.
I think, I mean, you still gotta spend money on that baby. You're still doing a whole lot. And that baby is at the end of the day another human being.
But
so I don't know the exact laws. I don't know if it's like
hold on. But in the stomach, do you consider that still a human being?
Not a baby. Like,
yeah,
she's pregnant.
Yeah. Like the baby's still in the stomach. Like that baby's getting created and formed. Like that's a process that's been going on since the beginning of time. Like I feel like you can't penalize somebody.
Now all that. I want to use their argument against them. They said that while the babies, these are what the women are saying, that while the baby's in the stomach, it doesn't consider to be a human being.
No, I gotta push back because I won't just blanket that on all. I blanket on your ideology. That's not. Some women do not agree with that. So I can't let that one slide. Be sorry. No, I can't say all women.
I'm not saying all. Well, mainly the feminists. Let me make that more clear. The feminists and the sim dudes that follow them, they said that while the baby is a fetus in the womb, that child is not considered a living human being. So I had to use the argument against them and say, well, you had to get a ticket. That's not a living human being. That's not two people. That's nothing. You just have a bloated stomach. I can use that argument against them.
I say it goes back to how you see. That's why I say Jay is not wrong because he sees it that even in the room, that's a life. But if you see it on the other way, where you feel like if it's in a room, it's not a person yet. Well, then that's.
Hey, I'm using the feminist talking points. That's what they said.
And that's what I said. That's what I say. It depends on you. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. Well, I know that is a lie, but I'm using the feminist talking points and using it against them. That's what they said. I want to hear them stumble on that.
I don't really say that woman who believes that is a feminist at all. because she, like I said, she's in the carbo lane pregnant. She's saying that she doesn't deserve a ticket because the baby in her stomach is a life. So just like you use the law, it just like
but that then ain't anyone can just say that.
yeah, but that's
She-
just like you just said, I'm gonna use the logic against you. They can use that logic against you too.
okay,
The lo-
okay. Then what's the? Then there should be no laws in general. That's a void argument. So she should get a ticket. A ticket, yeah.
there's an argument against it too. Like I said, it just depends on how you see it.
That's a void because we can easily go back and forth with this infinitely. So that makes it void.
No, you couldn't. I mean, B, you looking at it the wrong way, bro. I would want them to approve that 100%.
I mean, well, what do you have to say?
No, I would want them to approve that. I would want them to agree with that 100%.
Why?
Because that means I can get in the carpool lane for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Because there's sperm in my balls. That's it. And you're the people. I'm straight. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
I mean, I should be able to get the fruit. Yeah, let's dip. I'm with this shit. Let's go.
awesome.
I got kids in here.
That's an MVP argument. That's
I'm
it.
probably fucking off at any time in daycare.
Oh man. Oh man.
Legitimate parent for real. Hell yeah, let's do it. I'll pay child support on all these. So yeah, no, you looking at it the wrong way. I would be like,
Oh
yeah,
man.
let's do it.
Oh man, that is. Can I raise our hand to say that's the winning argument?
Hey, like I said, as soon as they approve it, I'm in there. I'm carpooling for the rest of my life. You want to see some kids? Give me a cup.
And you can say, I can show you this now. I can prove at this moment, I can prove that.
Bring a female officer out here. I'll show you the kid right now. I just need to real quick.
Oh man.
So I kind of want to rewind because I know I've heard this discussion from like James and like an our age group with all of that, but I kind of want to hear from Jay's opinion on the you know, like men can be more feminine, you know, wearing, you know, kind of dress up, painting their nails. Like I want to know what you're going through and how you see it.
You ain't even saying it right. It ain't dress up, it's dresses. Men wearing dresses and painting their
Niggas is gay.
so yeah.
Like that's not everybody. It's just like the few that are doing it are just trying to make it like regular and make it seem like, oh, like you can do it. And it's like, nah, like you like they're trying to get rid of the whole it like I don't really care what you they're trying to do that like I'm proud and I can do whatever I want. And it's like that is cool, that's perfectly fine. Yes, you can, but that is gay in my eyes. Like there's I think there's a I don't know if y'all remember One Direction. That was when I was a little bit younger. It was this band.
I remember them. Yeah.
That guy Harry Styles, and I know because when my female friends used to send him to me all the time, and she liked him. What's it called? He wears dress like full on dresses, and then it'll be like, "I'm not gay, bro." I just gay. I don't care what like you like to do on your free time, but that's gay. I cannot look at you as a straight man if that's what you're doing.
Let me ask you this: do you run into that a lot with people you're around, or like people who I should say, even your generation, or when you went to school, like high school, like senior, whatever, did you run into that a lot? Or even in college? I tell you about, I even go to like at your age, do you run into that a lot? And like when you do, like what is that they say, or what do they deal with, or like if you tell them your views, what is like the what happens in that exchange?
It's more like, right, I'll peep something, and it won't happen like all the time. We'll just like tell you it was a conversation, or like somehow I look at the dude's hands, and like I'll shake his hand, look down, and be like, oh, your fingernails painted. That's wild. Or not even, I don't even say that's wild. I'd be like, your fingernails painted. So I would just think, oh, he's gay. Like that's the first thing that comes to my mind is he's gay. And it's like, it's whatever. Like again, like I'm not judging him.
Yeah,
It's just,
of course.
feel me, it is what it is.
Yeah. But you never. Okay, so I guess this is my last question. Do you see it running like kind of rampant? I'm not talking about like what you see on the news, whatever. But I'm talking about just who you're around, and like just when you go out, just when you go around like people your age group. Like, do you feel like you see that like very like it's very rampant, like it's very normal, like you'll meet like 2 or 3 guys like that a day, or like
It ain't nothing crazy like that. It's more over the internet.
okay, so it's the internet. So through life you don't really experience it like that. I mean, like you probably see it once in a while, but it's not like kind of how it's presented on the internet.
Like my girl asked me to paint my nails, or like if she could paint my nails. Tell her no every single time. And she asked why. She's like, "Oh, you one of those guys who think like it's gay, like it takes away your masculinity?" I said, "I don't think it takes away my masculinity, but I'm still not doing it."
Yeah. Well, as a guy who's in the public light all the time, there were a large crowd of people. I see it constantly. I don't think it's as big like how the media is making it to seem like it is, but you could tell that these new color cereals, Fruit Loops, they you could tell that that they have some type of influence on the young generation in some type of way. You can see dudes. They act more feminine now. They walk more feminine. They shake. Their hand mannerisms more feminine. They shake their when you give them a handshake, it's more feminine. In some way, shape, or form, it is affecting them. It might not affect them all the way through, but it's affecting them in some way, shape, or form. Like especially when it comes to their walking, man. A lot of guys they're walking, they look timid. They don't walk with confidence anymore. They don't walk with their heads up anymore. Their shoulders are crunched in. You can just tell masculinity is slowly fading out of the generations to come. It's slowly fading out of them for the next generation to come. And it's sad to see, like, while I'm talking to them, man, it's like they had no bass in their voice. They can't conversate. They had no experience, and it's like I'm like, y'all different, man. This is a strange type of people. I'm not familiar with this type of species of people, man.
Right. I think that got more to do with, it's more than just masculinity thing. Like me personally, I feel like this always happens, but I don't always see an interest to talk to people, and I will express that. It'll be obvious that I'm not trying to talk to or be a butterfly. I just want to. I type of nigga. I like being by myself and not talking to nobody. But it is also not even social media, like social in general. Women, especially nowadays, will try to destroy your masculinity because they feel it's bad and it's toxic. Like it's word toxic masculinity.
Right.
Like they like women nowadays, quote unquote, hate it, and it's like it's just weird, and how some people use it.
I mean that's a fact. And it's just hold on one second. Yeah, but yeah, bro, that's a fact, man. Now I remember, and G knows, I was like around 2019, not 2019, 2009. That's where the whole skinny jeans came in. And you know, you start having songs saying, I'm not gonna dudes that don't have no tattoos and skinny jeans. You know, now do you feel like in today's age, do you feel like, you know, or women are, because they're getting so masculine, are they getting to a stage where they're not gonna deal with masculine men anymore and just deal with these new guys? Are they the new age?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
like, women, they gonna say it, but like a woman will tell you, I don't like a man that just hides his feelings. They tell you, oh, I want a man that's like that can cry to me, or like that can feel like they can open up. When it's like, even me, like if I'm opening up to my girl, there's a lot of shit I won't say, and I will not cry in front of her. That is something I'll never do. I'll never cry in front of nobody that is not my mama.
Right.
Or like somebody related to my family. That is just dumb. It's like they say they want that, but once they have that, they will use that man until like they gonna use him crying in an argument. They might even tell their friend, "Oh, this nigga crying for me. He a bitch." Like that's how they see things. So they think they want something they can be in control of.
Yeah,
They
man.
want something, but in reality, they just want to be controlled and feel like they over that person.
So
Right.
hold on, I want to push back on that just a little bit. I do agree. You don't want to be a bumbly, in my personal opinion, you don't want to be a bumbly, emotional fool trying to get a woman. That's never gonna work. Ain't no woman want to get. Even though you're right. Even though women be saying, "Oh, I want a guy that's soft," nah, they get around that shit. They hate that shit. But I will say this too, that you also shouldn't you shouldn't get with a woman that will not be there and understand when you have that emotion in extreme circumstances, like for example, losing your parent or like losing something important. Yeah, at that time, like if you get a woman that can't deal with you in those situations, then right there, I'm like, that's a little too much. But I do agree that you can't be a emotional bumbling fool, crying every single time something goes wrong. Like, I'm sorry, like if you out here, you know, talking about, oh yeah, like I got fired and I don't know what to do, and baby, that ain't gonna work, But if you do something like lose like a really close loved one, in my personal opinion, a woman should be understanding, and that should not be like, I can't fuck with you like that. But I do agree that on a day-to-day basis and like nothing extreme is going on, you should not be going to a woman and crying in front of her and being all emotional. I agree. Like yeah, for to just to be safe, yeah, you shouldn't cry. You shouldn't cry. You shouldn't cry to any other woman besides your mama. But there are some extreme circumstances where I deem like it's okay to do it, and she should be willing to accept that. Because she can't accept it at those extreme times, then I don't know if she's the one you really want to be fucking with.
Ah,
I would not sit here and tell you wrong because I feel like that statement is totally true. But like, nah, I couldn't. I'd be definitely.
if your wife.
Hell no.
I can't be mad at that answer either. I'm not even mad at it.
Oh no.
A woman wants a guy to be sensitive until they meet a nigga who's not.
That is a great. Oh man, we gotta put that on a t-shirt, man.
Bro, it's serious. Cause she's gonna want that dude to be sensitive all the way up until she needs that guy to protect her.
Yep. And then he gonna sit in the car like, see it.
Yep. He gonna be like, no, stop. Put your hands off me. Call the police, baby. Call police. That shit is not good. You ever seen a sensitive dude get snatched up by his probably by dude who ain't?
Yeah.
I seen a dude who is not really sensitive, but I mean he's not really like a really aggressive dude. Get punked in front of his wife and kid. And the only person that could stop it was me. Like, hey man, you need to calm down, bro. What the hell? No, man, I'll punch this dude. I'm like, oh my goodness. And the guy did nothing but get up and leave. Like, nope, I'm out. Yep. In front of his kid, his daughter, and his wife. Like, nope, let's go. Everybody, we out. Can't handle it.
Sadly, I know a few homies in that situation right now.
Hey, but see, that's the other thing. What's it called? I think that's what gives. I don't want to say his name like that. I already said it, but
don't put his name out. Just say the homie.
Yeah, that's what gave the homie like this. Oh, I'm a gangster mentality. Outside of all the gangster shit, he like all my homies hot heads. These females like hot heads. I'm a hot. He want to act and talk like one.
Yeah, he wants to fit the bill until the bill comes due. Then he's like, wait a minute, I ain't got credit. Hold on here.
So I don't know. I feel like it's like any man needs to learn how to protect what's there, but you don't gotta be with something you're not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, all this stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll tell everybody like the simple thing, like the core thing that you need to do to me as a man, if you really want to get all that stuff that people talk about women. First thing you gotta do is learn to accept yourself for who you are. That's number one. Because once you know yourself, you accept yourself for who you are, then you know how to navigate the world. You know, that's where the confidence comes from. That's when, you know, you can stand on your own 2 feet. It's first off getting to know yourself and accepting yourself for who you are. Because once you do that, ain't nothing can really stop you at that point.
Exactly. So I remember everybody knows me as Smiley, Mr. Smiley. Is known at this point across the globe. But I remember at a time I didn't really embrace my smile because, well, one thing, people wasn't taking me serious, but another thing, it used to buy my. I'm talking to a chick or whatever. Why are you smiling for? With an ad like was a turn off. So it took me a while to cue that noise. And now wherever I go, I'm smiling and I shine, and I constantly get compliments about just how beautiful my smile is. So once I learned to embrace, that's just one thing. But once I started, you know, I started to embrace who I am, my strengths and weaknesses, kill the noise that all these negative people was telling your ears all these years. I started to build upon myself. My charisma grew. You know, my confidence grew. I feel good though. I don't have to be something. I don't have to be a gangster. You know, I could be a nerd and be happy, and people appreciate that. You know, and even if they did it, I still wouldn't give a fuck. Cause I appreciate it. I like it. I like it. I like me. I like me. So one of the first things a guy should do is learn how to love himself, embrace who you are, embrace your strengths, embrace your weaknesses, and constantly keep improving upon yourself. and become and create the best version you can possibly be. Especially, all the negative shit that we had to hear growing up.
Damn.
Some of the shit I heard growing it's an absolute confidence it shatters your confidence. We're mean as fuck back then. And you had to endure that shit. And like I said, once I killed all that noise, man, and realized all those people were wrong. They hated what I had. Game over. Life changed for me for the better. But yeah.
If you out there trying to, get a woman, trying to go for a woman's love, like that ain't gonna work. You gotta start with yourself, and that's probably the last thing I gotta say about that. Like once you get yourself, once you know yourself, love yourself. Oh, trust me, shit changes, and it gets everything changes. But it starts with a man. I can't necessarily speak for a woman, but I can't say as a man, it starts with you. You can't go to women and be you gotta start with you first.
Right.
You don't do that, you don't even be looking at no woman. F that.
Right.
I'm gonna look at you like you a dumbass.
Dumbass to think you as corny and all this other stuff. All those things shouldn't even affect you. It shouldn't even affect you. Once you build up who you are, all that stuff is noise. And if you get rejected, okay, there's another one over there I can talk to. And the whole damn club is there. Okay, fuck it. Fuck this club too. I'm on to the next one. I'm on to bigger and better things. I will leave there and go to the beach and look at the moon hover over the ocean and get and find peace and happiness and feel more joy than actually being at that club being stupid. Because that's peace what I found within myself. I could do small things like that and be at peace. So so yeah, guys, I know growing up, man, I know a lot of y'all got dissed, got bullied, got made fun of. You wasn't the most popular guy at school, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, man, none of them matters because at the end of the day, this is your story. You're driving your car, and you have and you control where you go. If you don't want to deal with that no more, hop in your car, drive somewhere else, and find a better place. If you got problems, issues, or whatever, go get the help and get that fixed. Keep moving forward, and and to the belief, man. You want to get to where you're going to get to, enjoy the good company in your life. Embrace the powerful wisdom from wise men. Take it, apply it to your life, use it, and just keep going. Keep going. And you're gonna get to your destination. Trust. But be patient. Be patient. It will come. So that's all I gotta say.
I can barely hear you, man. You sound like you're all the way in Africa right now.
He is.
I am.
I feel like a motivational speaker. I need to be on TED Talk, man. I'm about to email them this clip. Hello?
21 to get your gun card, right?
I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure.
I think they did. I think I did hear something about the rage. I don't know if they already did, but I did hear something about the raising the age to get your gun.
Oh, because you to get a handgun, you have to be 21.
Is it 21?
Okay.
It was 18.
Nope.
I
You
wish
can
it
get,
was.
you can
Okay.
get a rifle.
Ooh, boy, I wish it was. I was 18.
You can get a rifle at 18.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You can get
Yeah.
a hunting gun at 18. You can't get a handgun until you're 21.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Card or something.
Yeah, you need to pass the safety test, but buy a rifle fucking at 18. You just can't buy a handgun. You can buy, I think you can buy a shotgun too. You can't buy a handgun.
You tell them that.
Rifle or shotgun don't matter.
Yeah.
Trunk.
Yeah.
And how expensive fucking rifles and shotguns are. You pay $1,200 for a shotgun.
I was gonna say 2-3 bands.
Nope. You pay 12. Basic 12. You getting a Mossberg, fucking 12 gauge, 10 gauge, some shit like that.
Obviously, you put a hole in the chest. That's it.
But that's just it. With a shotgun, you're not gonna put a hole in the chest. You point a shotgun and pull at somebody, you putting a hole in their chest, their fucking stomach, their niggas, when they put them back together, it'll be a chest and a dick. Everything. How interesting would that be
What?
if a person got hired over somebody with a bachelor's degree because they had like 7 certificates in certain fields?
Dude, it happens all the time. That's way more thing. That happens all the time.
A lot. That happens a lot, bro.
Dude, I mean, I'm a perfect example, dude. I don't have a bachelor's, but I have about from college, 5 certificates and 5 degrees. I still can't really find a job. Well, I have a hard time finding a job.
Well, the problem with colleges is that they don't really prepare you for the job force. Yes, they have you go to the human resources and they can help you. What they teach, I feel like a lot of the curriculum that college teaches, it doesn't really teach prepare you for the job force once you're done with college. I'm meeting too many college students that say, yeah, I graduate, but I feel like I really don't know anything.
Tell you right now, it's like, yeah, they don't prepare you for nothing. I actually tell everybody that. So there was a new, like the college I was going to, they were building a new theater. And I always tell people, I learned more by taking initiative and raising my hand and doing projects for that theater than I ever did in a classroom, because it's some real stuff. Like, it doesn't prepare you for what really goes on. Like a classroom,
Yeah.
I tell people like this: the great thing about school, depend on your field, it will get you to where you want to be faster, it gets you knowledge faster, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily prepare you for it doesn't really prepare you for life. It doesn't give you everything that you need. It doesn't give you those X factors that you got to do. Like, you only get that if you go out there and you do and you actually work. If you're not out there working, then you'll never really know it and you'll never experience it. So that's one thing I'll say is school does not give you the tools for everything, like, and like,
Exactly.
I tell you everything. I'll tell you what you got to do to get a job. Like, even me, like being in like video and stuff, I didn't tell me what it really is. I had to go out and figure it out. So,
Right. Yeah, you're right. I said, there's only certain degrees, like being a doctor, lawyer, where their resources for those skills is top notch. I mean, if you look at UCLA, they have a whole medical facility where all students can practice real world, real life scenarios for what they're about to do, But a lot of fields, a lot of categories of talent, they're not really investing in into like that. For instance, for me, there's no tutoring program or anything for a web developer. You know, I had to do a lot of outside of school research, and the teachers weren't really available like that because they had other jobs to do. So, but when it comes to something like fashion, oh man, they had all types of resources for fashion. It was highly invested into.
Because
So,
popular.
huh?
Fashion's more popular.
Yeah. So it's just.
But even with the sorry, but I just want to cut it. But even with popularity, that also has its own sort of problems too that they don't really prepare you for.
Yeah.
Because that's a big issue that people don't realize. It is popular.
Right.
And popularity makes it, number one, it makes it harder to get in there. But number two, like for example, one of the things I deal with doing video and stuff, like it's one of the biggest issues is people don't want to charge for the work that they provide. So and like those guys right there, like I'll be honest with you, like when I got to go for a video job, I'd rather get beat out by somebody who's more talented than me than get beat out for somebody charging lower than me.
Very less, yeah.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, G. Is that's why I'm kind of squishy of how I really don't want to work as a web developer anymore because I'm coming across clients who, well, they'll waste my time. We go through the process. The next thing you know, they find out that they're finding someone who's going to make a website for $100.
And they don't understand. A lot of them are.
Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of those kids don't understand because it's so young. Like you're trying to make a buck, but you don't understand that you're hurting the entire industry. And I get
exactly.
I'll be honest with you, the industry doesn't help out either because there's not like a defining price of how much you should charge, whatever.
Right.
So sometimes you got to figure that out on your own because they don't tell you that. So that's the difficulty. But at the same time, the fact because you don't charge, nobody else is making money because I want to get the most clients. But the thing is that you're not making the money like the next man. So because you're willing to go cheaper, everybody else has to bring down their prices, and it shouldn't be like that. So because you do that, nobody's really making the money that they should, and a lot of these people, and a lot of these companies, and a lot of these businesses are realizing, dang, I could get. And the problem is it's not when it's like bad work or less quality. It's that it's guys who do good work that do that shit, and that's the biggest issue. If you're good at your job, you need to charge for your ability. You cannot just charge. Like yes, if you're starting out, that's fine. I get it. You're young. You don't know better. Heck, my first job, I only charged $30. Well, I charged $60. I only wound up getting 30.
Right.
It is what it is. But when you start going out into the world, no, you need to charge because when you charge and you actually have talent, you give me somebody good quality for only charging like $100 or $200, it's hurting everybody.
What was not helping is these freelance websites where where a lot of clients or a lot of people go to, and they're seeing a lot of these, or where no matter videographer, web developer, graphic designer, you see a lot of people way undercharged for work, and a lot of people's going to these job searching websites and picking these people that's way undercharged. It's like how are we supposed to make a living if people is way undercharging like that? Now everyone else is expecting your prices to be that low as well, like what you just said. So there's a lot of headaches where that's why I'm looking into software development, because you can't really undercharge in that field. There's a lot more options. I can start creating services now using software technology. So it's I think that field right as of right now is highly untapped, and that's why I'm looking that direction, because I could be one of the early birds in that field and establish myself now before things get too crazy in the future.
Whereas me, and this comes more. I mean, this is more because of the pandemic. But like with my business, I'm trying to expand my services, because the thing is, like, when everything kind of shut down, basically, well, I tell you about all the time, I lost pretty much everything. So now I realize like there's certain jobs I can do that will still give me at least some of the, I could still try to give me the money that I need to continue, with my business. But I had to expand my services. I can't just be like one dimensional. I hope to get through it. I gotta get more. Like I gotta offer more services. So no matter where I go, I don't have to, lose out on opportunities because something happens out of my control. But that's just me. But like I said, mine is more due to the pandemic, not really due to education.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, depending on where you go to, my whole entire point is, I mean, I don't want to sit there and say college is useless, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can just do on your own. You really don't need school for, and school doesn't really fully prepare you for what you need. That's why you're like that's why when you hear like the older generation complain about these young kids coming out of school, it's because and like I said, and don't get me wrong, we were like that too. Our generation was like that too. Is that you don't really understand. I mean, the one thing I respect about this generation though is that a lot of people from my generation, the younger ones, are not willing to settle, and that's kind of a good thing, because it's kind of putting some pressure on some of these companies. Sort of, it is starting to backfire, but it was a good thing, at least at a time. But beyond that, it's just one of those things where, like, when you go through the college process and you go out to the real world, you realize how much college does not really teach you. It doesn't really give you the things that you need, and how much BS they put you through. Now, I have talked to some people, and I have heard that it is different if you go to a 4-year. I was never fortunate enough to go to a 4-year, because I mean I'll get into that on a future podcast. But I will say, just through my college experience, and also talking to others, that there's a reason why, like they say, like when you go to college, they basically said you're supposed to spend, was it 30% of your time trying to be good at school, but and then 70% of your time trying to meet people. Because the truth of it is, it's not going to be the education, whatever. It's going to be the people that that's really going to get you your job. So you want to spend more of your time in college. I'm not saying you want to fail college and get Fs, but you absolutely want to spend more of your time in college getting to meet people and getting a lot of friends than spend your time trying to be good at school. I'm not saying go out and fail. You don't want to fail college, but you absolutely want to wind up with a lot of friends coming out of college, at least. Oh shit, we lost B. Damn. I do kind of want to ask you just real quick. Since you didn't go to college, what is your thoughts about college? It doesn't.
Well, first of all, I did go to college.
Yeah. Okay.
I did go to college. I didn't go to a 4-year college, but I went to college.
Okay.
I tell everybody all the time, what did you major in? I say I majored in drinking, partying, and shooting pool. I learned a lot. And I went to every major party, and it was awesome. College experience was great. As far as what I learned how to be a better entrepreneur.
How so?
Because I was one of the pilots to the entrepreneurship programs that they have in schools now.
How did that happen? How did that happen?
What do you mean, how did that happen? There was a class they were trying to teach, and our business teacher was like, yo, anybody want to sign up for this class? It's literally going to be an entrepreneurship class. Okay, it's going to be like a certificate program. Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, I was one of the first people in the class that's literally coded as entrepreneurship 101.
Okay.
They basically teach you all the fundamentals. Like, again, we had a guest speaker that came in and he said something that resonated for the rest of my life, even to this day. He said, there's two types of people in this world, people that are going to own their own businesses and people that are going to work for those people that own their own businesses. Pretty much it.
It's funny because that's something that I heard that stuck with me too. It was my friend's birthday. He basically said he told me he went to school, he got his bachelor, he was an accountant. And he said, before I had a college degree, I was making no money. After I got my college degree, I'm still not making any money.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, you see all these businesses that are around you? You see all these people who own all these businesses? I'm like, yeah. He said, those are the people that's really making the money. And that's the message I got that kind of stuck with me.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense when you look at it, but it changed my whole. I mean, I've had a lot of things over the years that have kind of changed the direction of my mindset on how I was thinking and doing things and operating. But that was one of the ones at a younger age. That's why I tell you, like, at a younger age, I kind of knew what I was going to do. Now, granted, like I've told you some of the other stories, I'm wilding out. I never said throughout any time of me wilding out that I was nitty. I was always knowing what I needed to do. It just was easier to do stupider things. That doesn't mean I didn't do them or accomplish them. I mean, I graduated with a pretty decent GPA. I graduated with, honorable mentions in a couple of things. And I did a lot of things, but a lot of things were done because of business. I mean, when you look at it, graduating with so many hours of volunteer work and all of that stuff that you need to have. I mean, and getting recognized for having like over 1,000 hours of that. But when you look at it, 90% of that was me working for the school as far as the company that I was working at. The family business that we had was able to get contracts with the school. And since I went to school there, it was made sense for me to be the one that did everything. So, but I wasn't going to do everything for free. I negotiated the fact that I was going to get paid and I was going to get volunteer hours.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that, you guys. My job called me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at it, that's just how it goes. I'm never going to say that I ever took a goofy route. Yeah, I did goofy things, but I was always somebody who understood what I wanted to do.
And you see, and so I'm a little different. So I knew what I wanted to do, but life didn't really work out that way for me, per se. Because I'll tell everybody, like one of the things I wanted to do as a kid was I wanted to be I would say more like a video game like modeler, but I always wanted to make video games because my dream was always to create my own video game. So, I mean, I would say it still kind of is today. It's either create video games or write, because I was never a good artist, or write comic books. These are like the two things I've always wanted to do. But the thing is, it's like when I went to school, but the problem was, it's like I didn't really get any of that teaching. I was always told as a kid was, you could go to school, go to college, get a job. That's all it is, And I was told if you work hard, you'll make it.
Well,
so
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I wasn't taught any of those things either. It was go to school, get an education. That was priority in my house. But at the same time, we had a family business and they wanted free labor.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you see, I didn't have that though. That's the thing. I didn't have that. I mean, I did, but I could be really stubborn. I'm not. Like you said, I know what I don't like. I know what I don't like. So, and I'm just that kind of dude. Like I know that this job is not for me, and I'm going it's just not, I just won't be able to do it. Like I know what I can do, and I know what I can't do.
Well, that was the best thing though. You thought you would have an option. See, that's the thing with the younger generation. You guys think you had an option, bro. There was no option. You think I wanted to give up my summers and work? You think I wanted to give up my weekends and work? You think I wanted to give up my after school time and work? Hell no. But and for low to no pay for the experience of the whole thing, hell no, I didn't want to do any of that. But there was no option. Okay, it was going to happen. If I wanted a roof over my head and food in my stomach, I was gonna do it. And I was gonna shut up and do it correctly. Because if I didn't do it right, then one of those things was gonna get taken away, either food over a roof over my head or food in my stomach.
Yeah. Well,
So you had to make it happen, which then just made me hustle harder, because if I wanted my own money, I had to make my own contacts, which is why every school from my junior high school and high school days, I literally worked and negotiated with every one of those schools to get contracts to do the stuff that we did.
yeah, and like I said, and that's a good thing, because I'll be honest with you, like for me, like I said, I didn't even know how to do it. So I always said one of the biggest issues with me was, like, it's not the work ethic. It's not that I wasn't a hard worker. It was that I had no direction. So I didn't know how to go about it, didn't know how to do it. So I get what people saying, you gotta figure that out. That, yeah, that's fine. But it goes back to why I say you can't know what you don't know. And I just didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to go about it. I had nobody really there to sit there and say, do this, do this, do this. Now, mind you, I will say this. When I got to college, I got around my mentors, and they were telling me this, but the problem was, because I didn't go through it, I didn't understand what they were saying at the time. So there's a lot of things that they would tell me, do you got to do this, do this, do this, but I didn't get it. And it wasn't because I wouldn't do it. I just didn't fully understand why. Like, I couldn't understand why you're doing it and how it's applied. So that was another issue. So I never really had that real direction, like do this, do this. The only thing I had that was guaranteed that just said do this, do this, do this, and you'll make it was you go to school, go to college, get a job.
Yeah.
And the thing is I learned going through that, that's not really how life works. Like, life is all over the place. Things can happen, things can go happen out of your control. Some people just may not like it. There's all kinds of crap. Like a big lesson for me was, being, like basically getting written up for basically wanting to leave work because it was my time to go. And he got pissed off because, like, one of our coworker, my coworker, but a good friend of mine, he went on lunch. I decided to hang out with him, and he's like, "Oh no, you should have went to Finch." But I'm like, "You told me I couldn't do it." So I said, but I told you I had to leave. And it doesn't matter. Like, when my job's done, my job's done. It doesn't matter. But I got written up for leaving on time after you guys told me you had to leave at this time. You can't stay over. Because I would stay over, I would have got overtime. You didn't want that to happen. But because I decided to go ahead and because I decided to go ahead. Either way, the point being, the fact of, because I decided to go ahead and hang out with my coworker on his lunch because I was off, I get written up. Oh no, that really showed me what the fuck I was dealing with. Especially after that luckily I was switching jobs, but I was about to be written up because I got sick. And those two things right there was like, this ain't it. But that's the thing, like, you don't really know that or go through that until you get out in the world. There's a lot of things that college does not prepare you for that life experience will. So you're not gonna, so like, there's a lot of hardships that you need to go through that college will not give you. Don't get me wrong, college definitely has its hardship, but it's very different when you're out there on your own. Like, it's different. It's not the same. But anyways, I just want to say this. My point being, it goes back to what I'm saying. My point being, and it goes back to my original statement, was you cannot know what you don't know. Now, I will agree with this. It is your job to figure it out. But that was kind of like one of my biggest issues, is I didn't really have any direction. I didn't really like I said, like, I didn't have the college talk. That wasn't me. Basically, about halfway through college, I wound up having to take out a loan and pay for the rest of my college by myself, even though, I was only a semester, even though I was a semester away where I would have been able to get it covered. I was put in a situation where I didn't have a choice, where, like, if you want to continue with school, you're gonna have to take out this loan. And the thing is, like, I could have stopped, But the issue was, and I know me so well that I know if I would have stopped, I probably would have never finished. So, but again, it's just one of those things where, like, life experience is far more important than education. Not saying education is not important. I don't want to sit there and say education is the problem, but the educational system is really where the problem's at. And life experience is so much more important navigating through life and through the world than going through an institution, especially an institution that I deem at this point in my life that is out of date and it needs to change.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking to her, but I forgot to unmute myself. I forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah.
But no, I was saying, no, I agree when it comes to the institutions and how outdated they are. I said the only ones that the only field that they're really investing into, like I say, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, something in that field. But even for them, it's messed up because by the time they're done, they're negative 5,000 in debt. Negative 500,000 in debt.
Yep.
So that got to change as well. It shouldn't have to cost as much to learn.
Yep.
Just to learn. And when you can go to for instance, a trade school, online school, way less money, get the same education, man. But maybe even more. No, what more? Not the same. You get more. So no, it's the system is dumb. And then so I want to go back to the before your closing statement about what was I'm assuming the drawback for my life. I know you said you didn't have the guidance to show you, to show you the way to go. My case was a little bit different. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not ashamed to say that. Not compared to growing up. You want to catch me dead saying what type of illusion I was part of. Gene knows. And that was because I was more trying to protect my family than anything. I didn't want people saying bad things about my family, so I withheld that information to myself. But so I got told no a lot growing up. No, can you? I remember I wanted to. I got my natural gift is an artist. I love to paint, and I remember I always wanted to go to drawing class, to schools, and all this stuff. I got told no. We always wanted to try to do all the things. I got told no. I remember I got in trouble just for going to my first birthday party. I was like 7 years old, and all I was doing was playing Mario Kart, Mario Party, and Super Smash Bros. On the N64. That's all I did. Yeah, I drove. So I mean, throughout all childhood, growing up, constantly keep getting denied. I constantly keep telling no. That affects a child, and to the point where I didn't want to ask for things no more. Didn't really want to do it. My sense of, I guess you could say, adventure or drive, it kind of just went away. It wasn't really there. So it wasn't until I got to high school. I kind of try to went to my little rebellious phase, going to parties, coming home late, so forth, so forth. Keep getting in trouble, keep getting, grounded and all this other stuff. So throughout my development stage, I was denied a lot of things, man. I really couldn't do that much just because of the religion that I was in and their practices and teaching. So it wasn't until I got to my mid-20s or whatever, like 25 around there. Well, like I said before that, I had to, I constantly got to keep telling myself, go do it. It's okay to do it. Yes, go do it. Yes, go do it. Yes, go do it. Yes, don't make an excuse, Brandon. Just go do it. I still got to tell myself, even to this day, I can get real comfortable of just sitting around and not doing nothing. I always gotta tell myself, go do it. It's okay. You're free. You're grown. You can do this. You got some cash on you. It doesn't hurt to, do something for yourself. Do things that you got denied growing up. So I started doing that, and on top of that, I didn't really have the examples growing up, seeing people thrive and succeed and doing whatever it takes to reach a goal. I didn't really have it. My dad, he just went to work every day, he'd leave early, he'd come back, and by the time he came back, he was tired anyway. I guess he taught us, how to, taught us some skills when it comes to yard work and all that other stuff. But when it comes to money, business, investment, anyway, that wasn't really a thing that was pushed growing up. Especially being as the whole witness, where all that stuff is not really important anyway. Education, being a businessman, investing, and because all that stuff took you away from being a servant to the Jehovah's Witnesses. So there wasn't really I didn't really see a lot of examples like that. I wasn't really around a lot of people celebrating success, life, and all that, because like I said, holidays was banned. Can't do no holidays. Can't do no birthdays. Just a lot, a lot, So it took me to when I was in my 20s, somewhere in my 20s, to finally realize and break free from that shell. And I still had to still have to fight through that, even to this day. And I'm a lot more I'm thankful that I made it this age. I'm a lot more aware, of the weaknesses that I have, the lack of, and I even though, you can say I'm a late bloomer, but I'd rather be a late bloomer than not get it at all. So right now I'm just, working and striving and learning how to do these things. Even like I said, and that's why even like I'm so invested in reading scriptures, because when you actually read it for yourself without the influence of religion, it's a whole completely different story. whole completely different story. And I'm reading it because I never want to fall back into the indoctrination of man again. So it's just it's like I have to reteach myself or teach myself things that I just didn't get a chance to do as a child. So it's so the effects. Someone who I guess you could say survived the effects of religion. Religion for a lot of people played a huge role in their lack of what they know today. And and you could say, yeah, that's just another excuse, but you can't really say that because it was installed in you as a child. A child development is very important. A child who's around a lot of family, who's around a lot of opportunity, and who saw the examples and who was taught has a higher chance of succeeding faster. I'm not saying that, and that's all it is. How I see it, it's just that they got it faster. But like I said, some people are late bloomer. I'm a late bloomer. You can say he's a late bloomer. And so a lot of other people that I know, they're late bloomers, and that's okay. That's okay, because I'd rather you be a late bloomer than not get it at all. I'd rather you be a late bloomer at this time period than finally getting it in your 60s and 70s. And the distance and achievement that that I went, or what G is going through. I'm proud of us both, and I'm proud of the people that I know who are late bloomers, because even though you might not feel satisfied, you're a lot further than what you think you are. A lot further. You might even be closer than what you think. So I say, for the late bloomers, man, just keep going. Keep going. You might feel frustrated. You might feel behind. But if you're constantly improving, you're constantly striving, constantly battling your weaknesses, or you don't have to battle it, just leave it alone. Don't pay your weight. Just keep going forward. And when you're gonna realize you're actually right there. And I realized, like sometimes was it last year or 2020, I practically got all the tools that I need to succeed. It's all there. I just gotta be consistent. I gotta kill certain things. I gotta kill things like a procrastination. I gotta kill things where I'm lazy and slouchy for the day and unmotivated to do things. I had to fight against those things. So it's a constant work in progress. But at the end of the day, man, yeah, I might be, but I'm actually where I'm at, man. It's not bad, man. I actually be in a lot worse position than I am right now if I wasn't out here trying. I could be an absolute bum. Ain't this shit. Don't want to do shit. So it could have, ain't doing nothing, or just have some job, going to the Kingdom Hall and talking all that nonsense, talking all that false doctrine and stuff. So, so yeah, man. That's all I wanted to say, man. for the late bloomers or for the children who's been affected by religion, man. Hey, man, it's never too late, man. Break away from all that. It's okay, man. You're free. You don't. We weren't made to be repressed. We're free. You're free. It's okay. Go live your life. Go live your life, man. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'm about to end this podcast. Before you go, man, you want to shout out your social media and where people can find you?
What's it called? I ain't gonna lie, since ball starting up, I deleted all that stuff. I'm not really on it.
Oh man, he making big changes.
Yeah, they got girlfriend stuff going on. Like I just want to devote myself to this ball shit in school because school is more important, and I'm learning that the hard way.
That's a good lesson. Well then, all right. So I guess if you want to find Jay, you got to find him right here. I fit the description. So there you go.
If y'all want to get a hold of Jay, you make sure to comment that you want to see him, and if you send $100, he'll send you a photo of himself.
Yeah, right there. And
All right, then, y'all. Thank you. Appreciate you.
He'll send it to you signed.
All right,
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna end it here. I want to thank Jay. I want to thank B. I want to thank James for being on the podcast. I definitely appreciate it. Once again, if you want to see more, make sure to stay right here at OPN. We also got a clips channel, fit the description. Please go there if you want to see shorter forms of this podcast. Outside that, we're on various different podcast platforms. I want to thank y'all for checking us out. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for sticking with us. Also, shout out to our international fans. We see y'all. And again, if you're international, do us a favor. Go to YouTube on OPN and comment down below. Let us know what's going on. Let us know certain things. Because right now, we don't have a big audience. So this is your chance to, get what's going on in your countries and your views on this podcast and give us something more that we can talk about. Remember, we are a Black Men's podcast. But again, we talk about things from Black men's perspective. So we'll talk about pretty much everything. If you're international, hit us up. Comment down below. Let us know what's going on in your countries and in your land because we want to expand our horizons. Beyond that, I want to thank y'all for checking out this podcast, and we'll definitely see y'all next week. All right.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
All right, you guys. Brandy Vernon out.
Peace. Peace.